Hello, one and all, and welcome back to another week of Outside the Ropes. I'm your host of Outside the Ropes, as always, Matthew Moore. Big welcome back to the program. Hope you are all doing very well out there, as I always say to you every week. Hope everybody, all of our listeners, are doing absolutely fine, great, and thank you once again for tuning in to this podcast. Big thank you to everybody who tuned in to the podcast on YouTube, iTunes, the usual sources last week. Also, our new website is now officially back up and running. OutsideTheRopesRadio.com is officially open. We're back on our website. We're plugging daily stories every single day. Sometimes 4, 5, 6 stories a day, maybe more. We're still trying to find a template that suits us perfect. We're still trying to work with it, but it is live. It is active. OutsideTheRopesRadio.com is officially back on the internet. We're back on. It's great to have. Be back on the website again. And a big thank you for everybody who has visited our website over the last few days to check out all the stories. As you know, our social media feeds have changed as well. All links are direct now to our OutsideTheRopesRadio.com website. So for all breaking stories every single day, for all your wrestling stories, breaking stories, etc., OutsideTheRopesRadio.com. Now, the worst thing about it is as well, though, having our OutsideTheRopesRadio.com website back again, is the email, the contact section. We've got more emails. More emails to answer. People are consistently emailing us all the time. It's great to hear from you, and we're hearing from you more now because we've got a contact page up there that goes directly to our email. So if you forget our email address, you can contact us right away. It's great. There's so much on there. We're adding more every day. Guys, OutsideTheRopesRadio.com. Thank you so much for your support. Now, before we go on any further on to tonight's podcast, which we've got some interesting stories to bring you, of course, I want to give a shout out to our friends and partners of this podcast. If you're historians of professional wrestling, just like me and everybody else who listens to this podcast, and a lot of people out there as well who are historians of wrestling, just like the top guy, one of the top guys in WWE, Mr. Triple H, Wrestling's Past is your location. Go to their website, wrestlingspast.blogspot.co.uk, and on Twitter at WrestlingSpast for all your history of professional needs, whether you're new to wrestling, older wrestling, or if you just want to go back and check out all the old archive stories. Wrestling's Past is the location. Guys, we're going to start tonight. Let's get stuck into some WWE news. We'll have some TNA news as well for you this week. So, yeah, it's been a crazy week, hasn't it? Ever since the website opened up, it's been nuts. My Twitter's been going crazy as well, asking my opinions and stuff like that on certain things. But anyway, let's get stuck straight into it. I'm going to start off on a negative note. Monday Night Raw. Did anybody out there watch Monday Night Raw? I watched Monday Night Raw with Tony. Now, if you just tuned into this for the first time, Tony's a co-host on the show here sometimes. With my Tony and my girlfriend. And we were buzzing leading up to the show. We were going, this is going to be a great week. Last week's show was so great. You know, it was such a great show. And then we watched Raw on Monday night, and it was kind of like, what the hell's going on here? You know, who booked this crap? Really? You know, fair enough. We had a pipe bomb, could we call it, from Stephanie McMahon. But we had no Shane McMahon. We had no Brock Lesnar. We had The Undertaker. Can we really talk about The Undertaker after what he done on Raw? Honestly, the whole show was just poor. The ratings were quite good, because obviously people were buzzing from last week because of the return of Shane and the storylines. Then it was all over the internet. That even we broke the story on our website as well, that it was going to be going more edgier content from now leading up to WrestleMania in a few weeks' time. Then it all just fell apart. It was like, what the hell's going on? We had Triple H on Raw, confronted by Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose challenges him for the WWE World Heavyweight title, which we're going to talk about that more shortly. It goes off the air with Triple H then, beats down Dean Ambrose, and tells him he will get his rematch. I will tell you when in just a second. We had a pipe bomb from Stephanie McMahon about her brother Shane, which was quite actually probably the most entertaining part of the entire night, to be honest. A lot of people have been saying the same thing, where she was accepting her award, which she didn't get last week. The big return of The Undertaker, people were saying, oh, I can't wait for The Undertaker to come back. He came out, his entrance lasted longer than the segment that he done in the ring, which was, in my opinion, piss poor. He came out to the ring, he took Vince by the throat, and said, "The blood of your son will be on my hands," and he walked away. His entrance, goddammit, lasted longer than his actual what he done in the ring. Then Vince ended it by saying, "He's a son of a bitch, his son, and he's going to disown him if he loses at WrestleMania." No point, seriously. And the whole show from top to bottom, apart from the Stephanie pipe bomb, was just poor. We were talking to fans, we put polls out on Twitter, as we always do after the show, and people, 83% voted that Raw was poor. We'll have people emailing us, people tweeting us, and me Facebooking us, saying how poor the show was. I wasn't happy with the show, to be honest with you, but, you know, Tony and I just looked at each other and went, the hell that, we're going to bed, because obviously it's late here in the UK when we watch it. But overall, a very poor performance. Now, next week's Raw is in Chicago, and we have advertised Undertaker and Shane to be there next week. No Roman Reigns next week as well, guys, for Raw next week. We put the story up on our website today, that Roman Reigns will not be on Raw next week again. They're trying to play on this whole thing where he's injured, which is good storyline, obviously, for that. But anyway, he's not going to be on Raw next week. But it's in Chicago, hot crowd. Are they going to go more edgy this week again? Or is this rumour about the edgy content just going to be a way to try and track people back to watch the product again? Who only knows? Roll on next Monday night to see what happens on Raw. Big update, guys, for Bret the Hitman Hart. As you have all saw on the news, we've released the information today on our website as well. Bret Hart is now cancer-free. We announced there, I think it was about a month or so ago, Bret Hart was diagnosed with prostate cancer. He's had the surgery. It's gone. He will not need radiotherapy or chemotherapy. Bret Hart is A-OK, and it's great to see. We're so happy for Bret Hart. You can send the best wishes to Bret, obviously, on his Twitter and his Facebook, but brilliant news that Bret Hart is officially cancer-free, and we obviously hope Bret is doing great at the moment, and we wish him all the best for the future. Big announcement coming out of Raw. I've actually forgot to mention the only good part of Raw coming out was obviously Stephanie's pipe bomb, but another good part of Raw, but I wanted to keep this separate, of course, was the announcement for the next Hall of Fame inductees, should I say. Rolling Stones magazine broke the news just before Raw on Monday. We also broke it on our website too as well. The fabulous Freebirds are going into the WWE Hall of Fame. God damn it, they took their time, didn't they? But it's good, the fact that it's in Dallas, Texas. And it's going to be an absolutely great night for them. They're finally going into the Hall of Fame where they belong. A lot of our listeners, a lot of people who I know in the wrestling business, obviously been involved in the business, a lot of people who I know, friends and stuff like that, all have said the same thing, that why the hell are the Freebirds not in the Hall of Fame? Donald Trump's in the Hall of Fame, Mr. T's in the Hall of Fame, all these other celebrities like Pete Rose. Well, why the goddamn hell is the Freebirds not in the Hall of Fame? Well, guess what? The long wait is over. The Freebirds are going into the WWE Hall of Fame at this WrestleMania's weekend, which is great to see. I'm so happy to see it. If you haven't saw Michael Hayes' interview on WWE.com, go to there now and have a look at it. It's also on YouTube too as well, where he talks about the news breaking that he is getting the Hall of Fame, which is great. Guys, I said this last week, have you checked out the Edge and Christian show yet? I absolutely love the Edge and Christian show. The first 3 episodes are available on WWE Network, or if you want to watch it on somewhere, sort of you can get it anywhere else, but I'm telling you now to go to the WWE Network. But anyway, some news coming out of the last week's episode are on Raw, a little skit that they done at the very end. Should we say, having a little dig at Sonny? If you haven't saw the episode, go back and watch it on the network, but it's come out on Tuesday there that Sonny is not apparently happy with Edge and Christian regarding their little dig that they had with her, or so people are saying, little dig. Well, watch it and see what you think for yourself, but I even looked at Tony when we watched it and went, okay, funny. But she's extremely pissed off with Edge and Christian, and her exact words were when she'll see them at a convention sometime, and she says, I have a history of being a bit of a bitch. So when I see those guys, I will confront them and rip them a new asshole. I know I said a bad word, but that's exactly what Sonny said. So sack me, fire me. I've been here long enough. But yeah, Sonny is not happy with Edge and Christian, so oh dear. This is the news that made me smile this week. It's come out the last couple of days, guys. We announced it, I think it was 2 days ago on our website. Also, various news sources as well. It's also come out in the last few hours as well that this is actually going to happen. Next year's WrestleMania is going to be in Orlando, Florida. But the thing is, they're returning to the Citrus Bowl. Now, that I haven't been to WrestleMania 2008. obviously with family commitments and children and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. You know, I haven't been 24, which is killing me, to be honest with you, but I was planning going this year, but obviously that fell through, but I'm definitely going next year. And the news that broke that they're returning to the Citrus Bowl is making me think I'm going back. When I went that night, fair enough, everybody says, you know, the Citrus Bowl's an old building, you know, but the story came out that WWE put $1 million into the arena to bring it up to scratch, and WrestleMania 24 was a great event. We had Ric Flair retiring, the Edge and Christian Edge and Undertaker, Edge and Undertaker's match for the world title, the triple threat match with Randy Orton, Triple H and John Cena, Floyd Money Mayweather versus The Big Show, great card, great Money in the Bank match as well, JBL versus Finlay in a street fight was absolutely fantastic, Kane beating Chavo Guerrero in a few seconds. WrestleMania 24 was a great card, it was a great show, but they're returning to the Citrus Bowl next year for 33. Is it a good move by WWE, or could it have went somewhere else? I'm going to go back because I want to go back to Florida, and it's going to be great to actually return there. You know, all these years, 9 years will be the time after WrestleMania 24. I'm looking forward to going back there because the last time I was there, it was absolutely unbelievable. I was there for a full week, and I'll be honest with you guys, I had the time of my life. The weather was beautiful. The pay-per-view itself was great. The Hall of Fame was fantastic, even though Ric Flair spent 2 hours on the stage nearly. But it was a great event. So the news is that WrestleMania 33 is returning to the Citrus Bowl in Orlando, Florida. WWE haven't officially announced it yet, but all the other sources are saying that it's happening. You know, expect an announcement very soon, guys, because it is going to happen. Some interesting news from Kevin Nash this week. Kevin Nash has come out in the news yesterday and actually said that he is going to donate his brain and spine to science whenever he passes away. A lot of people in the business say, does Kevin Nash even have a spine? Anyway, but yeah, Kevin Nash said he's going to donate his brain and spine to science whenever he passes away. Interesting. There you go. We talked about obviously WWE have announced there's going to be a special event on the 12th of March. We're going to talk about that in just a few moments because obviously there's been a couple of matches announced for that. But interesting news coming up very soon. Sami Zayn is expected to be appearing on WWE television and on the main roster very, very soon. There's talk of him actually being part of the Andre the Giant Battle Royal this year at WrestleMania. Sami Zayn has been given the green light to come to the main roster, which is great to see. I'm looking forward to it. Cannot wait to see Sami Zayn up at the main roster, especially at WrestleMania, so it'll be good to see. So stay tuned to Sami Zayn appearing on Raw and SmackDown very, very soon. Big news regarding the, obviously for you listeners here in the UK and Ireland, I was surprised to see this. Now, we did announce in last week's podcast that Daniel Bryan will be returning to the UK tour for the SmackDown TV show in April after WrestleMania, but it's also been announced that The Undertaker will be appearing at the live events touring the UK this April. That includes the show I'm going to as well, which I can't wait to go and see. But The Undertaker will be doing live events. We put the details up on our website, outsidetheropesradio.com, if you want to have a look at the dates, just in case you got tickets for that event, guys, in the UK, and you want to have a look to see if he's coming to the event that you're going to. But as far as I know, he's going to most of the shows. But The Undertaker is coming to the UK tour, the WrestleMania Revenge Tour, whatever it's called this year. So stay tuned to that there. Also, the lawsuit that's been floating around for a while now of TNA against Scott Steiner has been officially dropped this week, so some TNA news as well. Scott Steiner is a happy man. He's actually coming here to Ireland, I think it's next week, for a bit of a Mick Foley style thing, a Q&A session and stuff like that. So fortunately I couldn't get a ticket for it because obviously I have other things on that day. But Scott Steiner is coming here to Ireland. But the lawsuit with TNA officially has now been dropped, so good news for Scott Steiner as well. Also, Wade Barrett has been cleared to wrestle as well. He has been out of action, as you know. He's been on television, but he hasn't been on action because of a neck injury. But the news has come out now that he is officially cleared, and he can now wrestle. He was on SmackDown this week, if you haven't saw it just yet. I haven't saw the show myself personally, but there you go. But Wade Barrett is cleared to wrestle, and it's great news for Wade Barrett, even though he's announced recently that he wants to leave the WWE whenever his contract expires. Kurt Angle news again this week. Kurt Angle is now officially, supposedly, taking a year off from wrestling, or so they say. There's this Hall of Fame thing's coming up, I think it's this weekend. The Arnold Schwarzenegger International Sports Award, or Hall of Fame, whatever it's called. Triple H was announced into it last year. But is this a way for Kurt to take the heat off him, so he'll come into WWE and make an appearance. Only time will tell. But he has announced the last few days that he will be taking a 1 year break from professional wrestling, or is this a wee way to sort of coo the fans and think, oh, Kurt's away for a year, he'll not come back now, and all of a sudden, boom, he appears on WWE TV. We also hear as well here at Outside the Ropes, we haven't put the story up on our website, which is disappointing for you production team of the show. We hear that more names are being added to WrestleMania, including Mick Foley, Shawn Michaels, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and obviously The Rock's coming too as well. That's big news. Obviously Michaels, understandably, been in Texas and stuff. But moving away from all that there, WWE, it's now changed the name of its event on March 12th, which is next Saturday. It's going to be called WWE Roadblock. What a name for a show. Who the hell makes these names? Honestly, Roadblock. They had Fastlane, the road to WrestleMania, now Roadblock. What are we, 12? Really? Matches have been announced for the card. 3 so far. Again, we don't know, you guys know as always, we announced the news, I think it was today we put the story up. Main event, Dean Ambrose versus Triple H for the world title. Got some news in that in just a second, if you can hang on to the edge of your seat. Brock Lesnar versus Bray Wyatt. That should be a WrestleMania match. Why? It could evolve into the WrestleMania card. I know he's booked to face Dean Ambrose, we'll tell you in a second. And also, big news, NXT is going to be on the event itself as well. Big Cass and Enzo Amore are challenging the tag champs for the titles on WWE Roadblock. That's next Saturday night, March 12th, live on the WWE Network. I think it's UK time around about 1 a.m. roughly. But it's going to happen. I'll be watching it. But the thing is, Outside the Ropes are going to do a special. You know yourself, when WWE do an event, we always do a special. We're going to record a podcast. I think it's the day before we're going to record it, as far as I know, on the Friday. But we're going to put, maybe if we don't put it out on the Friday, it'll be put out a couple of hours before the pay-per-view. It'll be available to listen to on our website. I'm sorry, I'm excited our website's back, guys. I'm unplugging it quite a lot. I have to. I've been told to plug it, so don't blame me. Blame the production guys. Anyway, we'll be doing our Outside the Ropes WWE Roadblock preview show, or pre-show, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, that'll be coming up next Saturday, which is March 12th. But the thing is, though, this is the thing that makes me smile. Reading all the reports today, I don't do the website. People came to me today and was like, Matthew, have you read this, read that? And I was like, yeah, I went through our website and stuff like that, went through all our sites and stuff. It's rumoured, have it, that Dean Ambrose is going to win the WWE World Heavyweight title from Triple H next Saturday. And they're going to try and twist it and make the main event either a triple threat match or Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose. This is the part that breaks me. Roman Reigns is supposedly to walk out of WrestleMania regardless as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Why give the title to Dean Ambrose if you're going to take it off him? My dream would be to see Dean Ambrose close WrestleMania as the World Champion. I would want to see Triple H in the main event. But that's just my opinion. But we hear that it's going to be Dean Ambrose winning the world title next Saturday night. Is it true? Is it going to happen? I hope it happens. I'm still going to watch it. Are you going to watch it? It's available on WWE Network, March 12th. Don't forget to tune in. Guys, it's now time for the part of the show that we all love. We had our little meeting today, which I walked in quite an aggressive manner, and I sat myself down and says, before we even talk about the Jackass of the Week segment, I'm demanding that this people or person is Jackass of the Week. And they went, okay, who is it? And I made my point across. So it's now time for the segment that we all love. It's now time for the segment of the show that I love and everybody else gets their view across on. It's now time for the Outside the Ropes Jackass of the Week segment. Wonder how Donkey's doing. Probably more entertaining than watching Raw last week. Anyway, after our meeting today, and by the way, my prediction won the debate, by the way. So, yeah, there you go. The Outside the Ropes Jackass of the Week for this week is, can I get a drum roll please, producer? The Outside the Ropes Jackass of the Week for this week is the WWE Writing Team. It should be Jackasses of the Week. Yeah. Just turn the volume up more than that donkey sound. And the reason why those people is because of the crap they made us watch last Monday. What the hell were they thinking writing that story? Fair enough, Stephanie had a pipe bomb, but, you know, that show was just piss poor. Really? WWE sorted out. Doesn't work. Anyway, enough of me ranting. I'm going to go here. I know it's a short and sweet episode. It's only a 20-minute long episode this week, guys. I do apologise. We could talk a bit more. But if you want to read out more stories that's been going on in the world of professional wrestling, here we go again. I sound like Mick Foley this week. All these cheap pops. Go to our following sources to get in touch with us. The main one, the website, outsidetheropesradio.com. Email, outsidetheropes@yahoo.com. But you don't have to email that way anyway. You can go straight to the website and do it. Or you can get involved with us on Twitter, @outsidetherope. Also, on Facebook, Outside the Ropes Wrestling Talk Show. Stay tuned, guys. Obviously, all the latest news and scoops going on here. I'm going to head down the road. Don't forget to check out Wrestling's Pass as well. I'm back here next Wednesday. I do apologise. The podcast come out today, Thursday. I do apologise. It's been quite a hectic week for me. I did get my balls chewed by the boss, but, you know, this is one of those things. Apologies. Thank you to all the new followers on our Twitter account this past week as well. It's been quite a lot. I was in charge of the Twitter account during Raw, so please don't blame me for the lack of tweets. And also thank you for everybody who followed me and obviously your questions and stuff towards the show as well, so I do appreciate that. I'm going to head down the road here, guys. I will be back here same time, same place next Wednesday. That's right, Wednesday, for another edition of Outside the Ropes.